man, if they fit.
If they want fit.
And busty.
Fit and busty.
I was kind of worried when I first moved in. I needed to find somewhere to live straight away.
Do you think HMOs are good or bad for Liverpool?
Across the UK, frustration around houses in multiple occupation is continuing to grow.
HMOs aren't just changing homes, they're changing entire neighbourhoods.
The legit definition of a HMO is a house of multiple occupation, and it's 3 or more non-related people who live in a house together.
Probably the biggest misconception is a HMO is a student property.
The houses that are filled with professional housemates, they are houses that people probably wouldn't even realise they're living next door to a HMO. Only the fact that they see people coming and going, but like Joe said, a lot of people just think of the typical students that taking over our residential streets, but that's not always the case, is it?
Do you know what a HMO is?
No, you want
I don't know about that.
House of multiple occupancy.
Maybe. I'm not entirely sure.
House of multiple occupancy.
People don't necessarily go and live there because it's cheaper. They're living there because they're buying into almost a group of friends from the off.
Yeah.
Potentially in somewhere that's new to them.
You know, we go round to one of our biggest house shares, 10 bedroom.
These two love to hoard it. Loads of fucking Amazon shit in here. Huel, coconut water. That's
I do not drink Huel.
And they're sitting there having like a cup of tea together of an evening and like all chipping in for their favourite biscuits or like cooking together, going out for like meals. And I just think that's so good if you move to a city on your own to meet friends who end up, we've got one couple, haven't we, who met in our very first house, still together now.
So I'm here with Louis and Poppy, who both live in a HMO, which is managed by Cozy. I'm with the 3 wonderful girls. What are your names?
Molly. Chloe.
Katie.
Absolute dream team. What are your favourite things about living in a HMO?
I love the social aspect of it. I like the fact that you can come home and you can chat while you're cooking, you can watch some telly, but you can also go to your room and have your own time. It's like a good balance.
Like Poppy said, the social element, it's very nice to, as Poppy said, to come home and have someone there to talk to when you don't want to talk about your work.
What are the pros and cons of living in a HMO?
You get to live with your friends.
Yeah, I think the pros of this house especially is that the rooms are massive compared to other houses, I think. Well, our bedrooms are anyway.
Yeah. Especially in the areas where we've had comments before of, you know, HMOs are taking over our streets, they're taking our houses, they're going to move students in who are going to wreck the place, not contribute to the city, all of these things. But actually, that's factually incorrect. So we will only take on a property more often than not that is already a HMO.
Do you think HMOs are good or bad for Liverpool?
Bad. I just don't like the setup really, to be honest.
Yeah.
You've got people there to look after you, haven't you, if you're a student? You know what I mean? They're there to look after each other. And the way society is nowadays, everyone needs a bit of support.
Well, the pros are you've got young people, I suppose, and a bit of life on your street. The cons are if they don't behave themselves, then you've got a lot of noise and whatever else on your street.
Something we talk about quite often is like being able to control what we can control. If a property of ours that we manage, the neighbours aren't happy with because something's happening, tell us and we'll sort it. Most other agents just see the neighbour complaint and go, yes, I'll see in a bit. Or most other people aren't really communicating to the tenants to go, this is how we should try and be neighbourly in this community. But fundamentally, we're just doing everything we can do to control what we can control.
Part of our rules that you've just said then, one of them is to be a good neighbour. We encourage the housemates to be a good neighbour.
Our approach is just to try and be honest and open with both sides and go, we're not like a corporate company and rules and laws and this is how we should act in this environment. Just how can we be sound with each other?
How long have you all lived with each other?
Since September.
Yeah. And how are you finding it?
I mean, I love it, yeah.
Yeah, I think we all love it.
Yeah, I feel like it's been easy to make it more homey as well.
How would you find staying in a HMO as young professionals?
I don't mind it. I don't want to leave.
No, we'll be your friends forever.
Yeah, just live here for the rest of our lives.
Because you know, there are some HMO properties where it's literally potluck. There are some young professional houses where there might be one spare room. You'll find your room on spare room or whatever, and it's literally potluck. You could be in with a load of loonies, you could be...
I also think though, like there's not enough houses in the country. It's well known. They talk about it in government all the time that they're trying to build more homes. This HMO is not the perfect solution.
Yeah.
But most people potentially, or people who are neighbours of HMOs, think that it's not a good solution. People that we see on social media commenting on our posts think it's not a good solution. But is that not because of the bad press that they get? A bad HMO or a poorly run HMO? What's the difference between a bad single family house anyway? There's no differences. One's just got something you can jump on and one's probably less talked about.
I feel like HMOs in the press get a bad rep. What were your initial thoughts of HMOs before you moved into one?
Well, I was kind of worried when I first moved in because I moved back to Liverpool and I needed to find somewhere to live straight away. But it turned out really well. I've actually made really good friends. It's a lot less lonely than if I lived alone. I feel like I'd be lacking that social interaction. You don't want to get home, and I would feel quite sad to get home and not anyone be there.
Like with Cozy, they put people together that will get on, and well, specifically in this house, everyone's lovely.
How would you find it if there was a HMO property living next door to you? How would you feel about that?
Probably ask for an invite.
Oh, if it was 5 years ago, I think I'd be loving it.
Yeah.
But
If I was fresh into uni, I'd be all over it.
Yeah,
Not so much now.
Living in my street, it probably wouldn't bother me. It's nice to have people around, I think. There is no negatives, to be honest with you.
I don't know. It'll be annoying. Turn the music down, man.
You be getting involved, do you boys? You be getting involved. You don't
To be fair, we would. We are students ourselves, I can't lie.
You know, buying a house at the moment is expensive. You know, the age range from when we first started 5 years ago is gradually getting higher of people who are moving into house shares but also staying in house shares as well, and that is because buying a property now, deposits, interest rates, actually being able to find a property where you want to live is hard. So people decide, well, actually rather than buy a property if they've not met someone who they can go halves with, buying a property on your own, you know, it's expensive. So being able to live somewhere in a nice area when maybe you're new to the city, you can meet new housemates, you can get a feel for the city and have all your bills included in one payment is kind of like a no-brainer.
So what memories have you got from your HMO with Cozy? What have been your best memories?
There's just too many to count. Oh, every day's a memory. I really love when
Playing Boggle on the Netflix
No,
games.
I hate Boggle.
You hate Boggle,
I
don't you?
hate Boggle. There's an obsession with Boggle in this house and I don't like it. We watch Traitors together. I love watching
Oh,
Traitors.
yeah, you've
I love
always
screaming at
watched
the TV. I don't know if everyone else likes it. We went on a night out recently.
Yeah, that was true.
That was fun.
Yeah, good times in HMO with Cozy. I feel like it gets a bad rep, but we seem to like it, don't we? No.
Food.
Here's the food. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Nice one, Cozy living. Looking after us. Belter. I don't even know what you've some picnic. Yeah. Living the dream. Tuck in.
Oh, okay.
And it's back.
Is it heavy?
To live in Joe's studio.
Yeah.
It's in a bit.
I also get it because when we take on renovations, how the standard of those properties are before it, that's clear of they're the ones that cause the bad press. Like, I don't even want to go in. I'm walking in, like, putting my cuffs over my hands because I don't want to touch the door handles coming out going, oh, I can't touch anything. It's horrible, and I get why there's bad press because of those scenarios.
Because what that does, if someone's smoking either in the back or in the house, that then has an effect on the neighbour. If they're not looking after it, chucking bin bags outside, that's only going to attract one thing, which is pests. And once they're in one house, in a terrace house, they're getting next door. So I do understand those reasons, but that is because the people who are living in there are not the type of people who you want to be living next to, but also if the property is not managed right, that is where problems occur.
It would depend on the behaviour of the people in it, but that's no different to any other house. If there was a family of two living next door, if they behave and have respect for the neighbours, then it doesn't matter who lives next door to you, you know.
Depends what happens after. That's the same with anyone moving in, I guess, so yeah.
Yeah.
Treat it on a case by case, but yeah. So no, not really.
Oh, man, if they're fit.
If they want fit.
And busty.
Fit and busty.
I would say you've got to view it through the same viewpoint of, like, are normal renter properties good or bad? Like, HMO or not, forget about whether it's a HMO, forget whether there's multiple people in there.
Yeah.
You get good and bad normal residential properties, you get good and bad HMOs.
Yeah.
We're trying to be only involved with the good HMOs, we're not trying to get involved with the bad ones. The only time we get involved with the bad ones is to make them good. But whether it's HMO or not, for me, there's no difference. There's good and bad ones for both sides. So, as you said before, don't paint everyone with the same brush and consider both sides maybe.
Totally, yeah.